Hey guys, good morning and welcome back to another exciting episode of Marketing in the Zone. So, guys, today we will be discussing a lot on large scale industries and how to actually build the right team, what's the right team composition, and how to go about with actually developing the right strategy for large scale company marketing. Okay, and we will be doing a lot more on social media strategy, guys. Okay, so the plan has changed just a subtle bit. Okay, so let's dive right in. So guys, as we were discussing, we were talking about what should be the team composition for startups, where we have spoken on why it's crucial to get a lead generation guy, a manager and a designer for a startup. Whereas for medium-sized companies, we have decided on lead generation guy, manager, designer, SEO expert, and content writer. Okay, so guys, this will be the right kind of mix for startups and for medium-sized companies. So for any large-scale company, ideal team composition would be a lead generation guy, a manager, a designer, your SEO expert, your content writer, your backlink expert, and your social media expert. Okay, so guys, the reason why your backlink expert or your social media expert should be the ideal part of a large company is basically because backlinks are very crucial to get in a large scale companies. Okay, ideally I would like to have one more guy who will be a PR expert. Okay, so guys, the PR expert would be getting the backlinks from media releases and the various other norms and stuff. Okay, but even in the best or the worst case scenario that a large scale company does not right now have the kind of bandwidth to take in a lot of people, then you can still go with these specific 7 or 9 people. Okay, and get the work done. Okay, so ideally, guys, the team composition has to be in such a way that it should best suit the manager, not the leadership team. Okay. So, guys, why do I say that? Is because every manager has a different way of managing his resources, and his ability changes. Okay. So, anytime the manager changes, team changes should be expected. Okay, but it's up to the leadership team to actually decide how to go about with it, how to shuffle it correctly, because the leadership team has to understand that every manager might have a different means of doing the same task, but they should find similar guys. Okay, rather than going for completely different personalities. Okay, might be that the company the path where the company is going towards might change, which may be the only reason that I can foresee where your complete personality has changed for your manager. Okay, otherwise usually the manager's personality should get go in sync with the team. Okay, or the team should go in sync with the personality of the manager. Okay, because basically guys, whomsoever is a manager, they actually have a different kind of ball game, they have a different strategy in place. Okay, and when they come in with that kind of strategy, it actually kinds of helps to get the right kind of bandwidth and work done faster. Okay, so guys, that was about large companies. Okay, and as I told you, every company, every industry, and every kind of situation does demand a lot more different. So it may differ for your company, or it may differ from every other company. Okay, so this is just the ideal composition which I have seen which works. Okay, over my 15 years. Okay, so guys, that was about large scale companies and how to go about. Okay, so guys, so whenever you speak of large scale companies, I do not expect them to be making the small mistakes of alt tags and the very subtle nuances. Okay, so whenever I speak of strategy for a large scale company, I would say go big with respect to press releases, go big with respect to social media campaigns, have a different form of campaign for each platform. Okay, so it has to be a different campaign for LinkedIn and for Facebook and Twitter. Okay, so guys, these platforms are different, and the kind of messaging that you should have on them should be delivered a different way. Okay, so I'm not speaking of guys changing the messaging. I'm speaking of changes with respect to channels. How do you kind of optimize your own message? Okay, so like in case you are looking at Twitter, then the message has to be more crisp and it has to be more precise. Okay, so it has to be in 180 characters, and it has to speak to the audience, kind of like a tagline or stuff, okay. Whereas if you go for Facebook, then it has to be more personalized, okay. So it could be a laughing face saying the same thing in a very different tone or in a very different way, okay. Whereas on LinkedIn, it has to be very professional, it has to be very specific, and it should go ahead with some infographics or some data points, okay. So guys, this is the form of changing the message with respect to channels that you are using, okay, which is very crucial when you are going ahead with any form of marketing campaigns, okay. So guys, this brings to us also the topic of social media strategies, okay. So guys, whenever you are looking at social media strategies, the first and foremost to go ahead is to go and install UTM parameters, okay. So guys, why UTM parameters? Is basically UTM parameters will tell you where exactly this person is coming from, okay, and kind of it will help you trigger the goals and kind of set the right kind of tone in the business, okay. So guys, UTM parameters will also define who is coming from where, so your whole visitor profile will be much better, okay. So imagine that today there are about 30% people who is coming from Facebook, and about 10% are coming from Twitter, and the rest are actually coming from your website itself, okay. So guys, then it will let you define, if my 60% of people are coming from website, what are the crucial points of website and where is the fallback, okay. So guys, probably because the Facebook page is not optimized or the LinkedIn page is not optimized, you might be losing out on customers as well, okay. So guys, this will help you redefine your own strategies. It will help you redefine your own way of actually how you are looking at your own audience, okay. So once the audience profile is very pristine, guys, that's when you can actually start trying to understand of what better to serve them with, okay. So imagine that today I'm telling you guys, go ahead with infographics for your LinkedIn campaigns, but might not work for you, okay, because your industry might be different or your audience might be expecting something different. But how do you know that if you don't even know who is coming from those areas, okay. So guys, first and foremost is install UTM parameters, install the right kind of you can say Facebook pixel for Facebook and other kind of streams or analytics streams, install them and keep them ready, okay. And guys, do not miss out on web graph protocols as well, okay. So guys, what do I mean by that is basically, guys, these web graph protocols are what are very essential whenever you want your web page to show images or specific website page images on your social media area, where whenever you actually pick up a link and post it there, okay. So guys, web graph protocols actually let you define the kind of right keywords, the right kind of text which should go ahead with every time you copy a link from any person, okay. It could be I have just come to your site, I copy one of your website links and I paste it on LinkedIn or any kind of platform. So before I get to decide what should be part of that link, your link itself will say, "Ki boss, listen, this is the main focus of this website, and this is how this is what your image actually speaks of. This is what the content is going to speak of." So it kind of defines in a very beautiful way. It says what the customer is going to be expecting when he opens that web page, guys. Okay. So guys, these are very crucial areas and they will help you redefine your own social media strategy, okay. So guys, whenever you use the right kind of such particular, when you're particular on these pointers, you get to define a very premium kind of business feel for all of your audience, okay. And that is where you can actually get more value for your brand, okay. So guys, do not miss out on that. And also, if you just go back to UTM parameters and everywhere, then it will kind of help you define your customer journey, okay. So once your customer journey is defined, the best part of it will be you will be able to understand their own affinity areas, or what actually influences them, or what actually does not matter to them, okay. So guys, having all of these pointers will help you define a better campaign and help you define a better kind of valuable data points to actually give the customer what he or she is actually looking for. Okay, so guys, I would also suggest to actually kind of enroll for Hotjar and other websites which actually give you very good data points. Okay, so guys, what does Hotjar do is it actually gives you a code. Okay, so this code you will have to place it on the page, and from there on Hotjar actually kinds of helps you track your customer on the page. Okay, so there are a lot of heat maps and other stuff which Hotjar does for free. Okay, so I use a free tool. I mean, I use a lot of free tools, but basically the reason why I use Hotjar is it gives me that kind of essence कि how is my customer scrolling on my page. Okay, on my website, what is he actually looking for. So what Hotjar gives us in the heat map, it actually tells you where all the person has gone. Okay, so what I do is whenever I do any kind of Hotjar activity, I actually do it only on specific pages. Okay, so what I do is from my social media, whomsoever is coming, okay, I'll track only them. I'll not track everyone else. Okay, so I can do that with a specific kind of setting. So what I do is with my UTM parameters, I define that these are the kind of people I want to be tracked. Okay, so once anyone comes from social media, say LinkedIn. Okay, so UTM parameter says these guys are from LinkedIn and what all they have seen. Okay, so what I do is once I have seen that. Okay, so it helps me understand what are the things that they actually do once they are from my any social media campaign or any kind of activity on the social media front. Okay, and what kind of activity is actually bringing them. Okay, so guys, once that thing is tracked, I know next time when I'm running a campaign what I should be doing and what I should not at all. Okay, so guys, based on which I actually redefine the way I actually speak about the campaign. Okay, so guys, usually I'm seen running an IDA campaign wherein I actually create the kind of I let the users know what I'm actually into. Okay, and then I try to generate the interest by giving them data points or trying to explain why this is more relevant to them. Okay, then I create the desire by trying to pitch in some kind of discounts or some kind of such activities. Okay, or comparing us directly with respect to other people, other services which are much higher in rates and stuff. Okay, and then my last part actually comes to action where I ask them to sign up with some some kind of freebies or some kind of downloads. Okay, and guys, this form of campaign actually has led me give an enormous kind of success to the companies that I've worked for. Okay, so guys, but again, as I always come back, it matters, guys. Okay, so your industry might be different, your zones might be different, your customer might be different. Okay, so based on which I am not really sure if this will work for you, but I have seen enormous success, so I definitely will kind of say why not give it a try. Okay, so guys, but that actually matters and differs based on what all campaigns you have done before, what has been the success rates and the failures that you have seen. Okay, so guys, that actually matters, and I would like you to go back to your own drawing board and understand where all or what all do you need to fill up before you actually jump on to the wagon of social media and stuff. Okay, so guys, I definitely love to doing organic before paid is because I don't like wasting money just for the hell sake of it. And guys, organic gives me a lot more knowledge on what will work in the paid area. Okay, so once I have all the data points from UTM parameters, I've seen how the customer actually moves on my page based on heat maps, and I also have Google Analytics which gives me where, when and how my customer is going to leave or what triggers them to actually make a purchase. Okay, so with all these data points, guys, with organic alone, I get the best kind of campaigns for paid. Okay, so it kinds of works in my favor. Okay, and because by the time my page is of that high value, that even with a lower value bid or budget, I actually get the maximum kind of revenue. Okay, so guys, that kind of helps me. Okay, but guys, that's about me and how I have been running campaigns for so long. Okay, so guys, I will definitely say, guys, remember analytics, go back to your drawing board and ensure that you become a power user before you actually jump on the paid campaign style. Okay, so guys, that's about me. We will come back tomorrow again, and tomorrow, guys, we are going to be speaking about what's that? Okay, so tomorrow we'll be doing, guys, inbound strategy and content strategy. Okay, and on Tuesday, guys, we will be doing guerrilla marketing strategy and blue ocean strategy. Okay, so guys, do not miss the next two lectures. Okay, I mean sessions. That's your choice, and have a great day, guys. See ya. Have fun. Bye.